for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
Forget everything you've read about the Yankees' plans. A move is being discussed that doesn't just bolster the team for this year, it changes the strategy for the future. This is the real story unfolding right now. If you want the inside analysis before anyone else, that subscribe button is right below. Welcome back to the channel. The trade deadline is heating up, and like always, I'm here to give you the real story, the inside scoop on what's happening in the front office at the stadium without all the noise from the mainstream media. Over the last few days, we've seen Brian Cashman make his move, acting decisively to fix one of our biggest headaches, the offense. Bringing in Ryan McMahon from the Rockies and Ahmed Rosario from the Nationals were surgical strikes, designed to give our lineup the depth and consistency it needed. McMahon brings that lefty power to balance things out, and Rosario gives us versatility and speed, something you can never have enough of. These moves show that the front office saw the holes and didn't waste any time plugging them. We shut down the debate about the infield and added pieces that could be the difference makers come October. It was a job well done, no question about it. But as we, the real fans, the bleacher creatures who live and breathe this team, know all too well, a powerful offense wins you games, but it's the pitching that wins you championships. And that's exactly what I'm here to talk about today. Our pitching staff, and I'm talking specifically about the bullpen, still has a question mark hanging over it. We've got solid pieces, don't get me wrong. Clay Holmes has been one of the best closers in the game, and we have reliable arms to set him up. However, the lack of a second dominant left-hander in that bullpen is a vulnerability. For a team like ours with World Series aspirations, that's a gamble you just can't afford to take. Tim Hill has been doing his job, but relying on a single lefty specialist through a gauntlet of treacherous postseason lineups is playing with fire. And this, my friends, is where Cashman's strategic genius might just shine through again. While everyone else is looking at the big, obvious names, my sources are pointing me toward a hidden gem, a name being discussed internally that could be the piece that turns our bullpen from good to truly lights out. A name coming out of Anaheim, from the Los Angeles Angels, Detmers. Yeah, you heard me right. And before you start questioning it, give me a minute to break down why this move makes all the sense in the world and fits perfectly into the Bronx Bombers' philosophy of building not just for today, but for tomorrow. This isn't just some rumor, it's a strategic possibility being given serious thought, and I've got the details you won't find anywhere else. The chatter is real, the need is clear, and the player is compelling as hell. Stick with me. Now let's do a deep dive on who Detmers is and why he's so much more than just a name on a list. For those who don't follow him closely, Detmers, a 25-year-old kid, was a first-round pick, a starting pitcher with an elite prospect pedigree. However, his transition to the bigs as a starter was, to put it bluntly, inconsistent. He showed flashes of brilliance, even through a no-hitter, but the consistency just wasn't there. His career as a starter is marked by a 4.99 ERA, and it's precisely that early struggle that makes him such a perfect target for us. He's no longer the untouchable prospect, which makes a trade realistic. The Angels, a franchise in a perpetual state of chaos, moved him to the bullpen this season, and it's like a whole new pitcher was unleashed. The transition wasn't just effective, it was transformative. His numbers as a reliever tell a hell of a story. While his overall ERA out of the pen is 3.909, it's his recent performance that's making Yankees scouts' eyes light up. Since May 20th, Detmers has been, and I'm not exaggerating, one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball. In 29 appearances, he's posted a microscopic 1,024 ERA. That's right, 1.24. And it's not some lucky ERA either. Over that 2-month stretch, he's thrown 29 innings and racked up 40 strikeouts. 40. That's a K/9 rate of a staggering 13.8 in that span. For his career, his average is already elite at 11.2 strikeouts per 9. This isn't a pitch-to-contact guy. He's a finisher, a guy who makes hitters swing at air. He is the exact profile our bullpen is missing. A lefty with electric stuff who can come into a high-leverage spot with runners on and get that must-have strikeout. He would be the perfect complement to Tim Hill, giving manager Aaron Boone two completely different left-handed looks to deploy. On the best part, he's not a 2-month rental. Detmers is under team control for 4 more years beyond 2025. That means he'd be a cornerstone of the Pinstripes until nearly the end of the decade on an incredibly affordable salary. This is the kind of move that defines dynasties. So once you understand the player's potential, the question every Yankees fan is asking is, what would it cost to get Reed Detmers to the Bronx? And why would the Angels, even as much of a mess as they are, trade a young, controllable talent like him? Let's break this down with a GM mindset. From the Angels side, the answer is simple: desperation and the need to rebuild. They are stuck in a cycle of mediocrity and are starving to infuse their farm system with high-level talent. Detmers, because of his recent performance and years of control, is one of their most valuable trade chips. They can't afford not to listen to offers, and for a team like the Yankees, who have one of the deepest farm systems in the league, the makings of a deal are obvious. They need prospect quantity and quality, and we can provide that. Now from our side, the price ain't gonna be cheap. Don't kid yourselves, we're not talking about giving up some B-level prospects here. For a 25-year-old lefty with elite swing and missed potential and 4 years of team control, the starting point of the conversation is, at a minimum, 1 or 2 prospects from our top 15. I don't see Cashman giving up a Jason Dominguez or a Spencer Jones, but promising names in high A or double A, maybe a high ceiling arm or a position player who's blocked in our system, would definitely be on the table. The Angels will ask for the moon, and Cashman will come back with a logical value-based offer. It'll be a tough negotiation, but this is where our front office's experience comes into play. The bottom line question for us, for Yanks Nation, is it worth it? And my answer is a resounding yes. The championship window is right now. With Aaron Judge in his prime, Garrett Cole as our ace, and a beefed-up lineup, this is the year to be aggressive. You can't get to a decisive ALCS game and get beat because you didn't have the right lefty arm to face the heart of JJ's lineup. Adding Detmers isn't just a luxury, it's a strategic necessity. It's the kind of move the evil empire makes. You identify an undervalued asset with massive upside, and you acquire him to strengthen the empire for the long haul, ensuring continued dominance. It's a calculated gamble, an investment in the present and the future that could pay dividends in the form of World Series trophy number 28. So let's put a bow on this. Nice and simple, so there's no confusion. We have a team built to win now. The front office already patched the biggest holes on offense with the McMahon and Rosario acquisitions. The last clear hurdle between us and being the out-and-out favorites for the title is the depth of our bullpen. Specifically, the lack of a dominant strikeout-getting lefty. The name emerging as the ideal solution, according to my sources and a hard look at the market, is Reed Detmers of the Los Angeles Angels. He's young, just 25. He's cheap and under team control for 4 more seasons, which is tremendous value. And most importantly, since moving to the bullpen, he has pitched like one of the best relievers in the entire league, with elite swing and miss strikeout numbers. He is exactly what we need. Here's my final analysis. This isn't just a good move, it's the right move. It's the smart, aggressive play that separates contenders from champions. Brian Cashman has a chance to get a long-term piece that solves an immediate need without having to gut the core of our top prospects. It's a complex deal for sure, and it'll take skill to not overpay, but the potential return is massive. Having a lefty tandem of Hill and Detmers would give Aaron Boone incredible tactical flexibility in the playoffs, allowing him to match up against any lineup with confidence. This is the move that makes us bulletproof for the October run. But now I want to hear from you, the real power behind this team, from the bleacher creatures to the fans all over the world. The question is simple. Do you think it's worth giving up quality prospects for 4 years of control of an electric arm like Reed Detmers? Or do you believe we should trust the guys we have and hold on to our farm assets for the future? Drop your opinions, your arguments down in the comments. I want to see a real debate. And if you appreciate this kind of deep dive analysis with no fluff, straight from the source information, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button right now and hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when news breaks. We cover the Yankees like nobody else here. Stay tuned because the next couple of days are going to be critical. I'll be back as soon as something moves. Let's go, Yanks!